Hi friends, welcome back to Coffee with Mike. It's been a long time since I've done one of these, but I have some big news that I like to share with you guys, and it's about my experience on the purchase of this new, to me, Harley Davidson roadglide. Yep, that's correct. I went ahead, I traded in the BMW K1600 for a 2023 roadglide limited. The issue began with the salesman, or the fit specialist they call him. Found out he was quitting that week. It was like his last week or something. He tells me, yeah, we're going to get in touch with your insurance today. Going to get all that done. Now, mind you, I wrote a personal check for a deposit on the bike. He says, yeah, tomorrow we're going to get all this done, blah, blah, blah. 2 days goes by. I call my insurance company to make sure everything's all set. And they tell me, nah, we haven't heard anything from any Harley Davidson dealer on your behalf. So I call Matt, right? I'm talking to him. He makes it sound like they're waiting for my check to clear before they even think about registering the bike and getting insurance on it and all that stuff. I said to him, I said, the check cleared my bank. You guys filed it electronically. It's already cleared. You got the money. Then he says to me, oh, can you send me a picture of that or somehow prove that? Dude, that was it, man. I lost my mind. I was ready to cancel the deal. That's how pissed off I became. Because it made me feel like my personal check wasn't good. And supposedly the owner called me about this, right? Because I was ready to just go back, get my bike, and call the deal off. I says, I'm not mad because I want something for free. I'm mad because you have a salesperson who tells me to get something done and they never even attempt to get it done. 2 days go by and the bike's still waiting to be insured. And then he tells me he needs proof that my check cleared. I said, well, you need to go to your finance department and get that proof. I shouldn't have to prove that to you. You have people that do that. Long story short, I talked to supposedly the owner. I don't know. I don't know the guy. He just called me on the phone. Could have been anybody there. Who knows? The next day, the bike's insured, registered, plates have been transferred. Everything's done. All of a sudden, it was kind of funny because my wife's like, oh, the bike's all set now? I'm like, yeah. I take it home, side streets. Seems okay. On a Sunday, go for a ride with the guys, and we get on the highway and stuff, and anything over like 50 miles an hour, 40, 50 miles an hour, the bike's shaking, and the faster you go, the more it shakes when you apply the brake. So I already know pretty much what's wrong with the bike, right? It's got to be a rotor or two rotors or whatever. So I take it back because it's still under warranty. Tell the service manager what's wrong with it. They can't get to it till the 10th. So I dropped the bike off on that Tuesday. The 10th was Friday. So Friday comes and goes. I don't hear nothing from anybody. Saturday, around 4 o'clock, I finally called the dealership. I said, hey, this is Mike. What's going on with the roadglide limited? I dropped it off, the one that was shaking, blah, blah, blah. So the guy tells me, well, the service man is not here. He went home sick. He goes, well, I don't think they even got to your bike. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like they told me they were going to look at it. Yeah, they're not going to look at it. They're going to look at it on the 10th. I said, yeah, and today's the 11th. I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything from the manager. Nothing saying, hey, we haven't got to the bike yet. I mean, absolutely nothing. They could have picked up the phone and said, hey, we're a little bit behind. We haven't forgot about you. We'll get to it as soon as we can, maybe another day. Something, right? Keep you informed. Keep the customer informed, right? That's what you're supposed to do. No. So I says to the guy, his name was Mike too. I said, look, man, I got to hang up on you. I'm frustrated. I'm tired of the service I'm getting there. I said, the customer service is horrible there. He goes, you want to talk to the manager? I said, no, I think I talked to the owner about a week ago. I said, when I purchased this bike, and obviously nothing's changed. I said, I'm going to get off the phone. I know it's not your fault. I don't know, maybe an hour later, if that, half an hour maybe. I don't know. I didn't write the times down. This gentleman calls me back. He says, oh, I just went and talked to the tech. He said it is the brake rotors in the front, the two rotors. They got them on order, and the bike might be ready by Wednesday because they're supposed to order them, and it's probably not going to come in until Tuesday, he says. I said, fine, all right, awesome. Thank you for informing me. So Wednesday, Nothing. I hear nothing from nobody. Thursday I call, the service manager's there. Acts like he doesn't know anything about my bike. And I'm thinking to myself, how does this guy not know anything about my bike? Like, how does he not know that it's been serviced or hasn't been serviced or it's been looked at, hasn't been... I mean, does he not have a clipboard with the paperwork on it and saying what it needs, what it doesn't need? Because when I worked at Midas for years and serviced vehicles, and as a manager, I knew exactly what was going on with every vehicle. I made it a point to know. I made it a point to call my customers. I mean, I would never leave people in the dark. If I didn't get a chance or couldn't figure out what was wrong with his car that day, like I told him, I'd call him at that time, like I told him, and let him know that, hey, we're still working on it. I'm still trying to figure out what's wrong with your vehicle. We haven't come to a conclusion on that yet. Call you as soon as I know, maybe tomorrow. Keep the customer informed. He didn't know what was going on. Goes to the garage, talks to the tech. It might be done today at 5:30. I said, well, I'm not going to be able to pick it up today. I says, do me a favor. Call me tomorrow if it's done, and I'll make arrangements to pick up the bike. Hey, Thursday comes, Friday comes, nothing. Friday, I get so aggravated, I actually drive down there, and I cancel my warranty, my 2-year warranty on this bike, get my money back. Because I'll be damned if I ever bring this bike over there again. One of the sales guys, young kid, he went way out of his way, went to talk to the techs, checked on the bike, let me know, hey, it is all set. I can pull it out for you. I said, no, don't pull it out. I got my vehicle. I have to go to work. I said, I'll be here tomorrow at 11 o'clock, and I'll pick it up then. And I thanked him very much. So I picked up the bike. No more vibration. Do about 65. Hit the brake. It's smooth. Really happy with it. Here's one thing that they lost out on. If you're going to put 2 new rotors on a motorcycle, wouldn't you suggest doing the pads at the same time? I'm going to give you the option if you want us to replace the pads while we put the new rotors on. I, for one, would have said yes. I would never have done new rotors and not replace the pads. So now I have to order the pads, and I'm going to replace them myself. So, and this is where I think Harley Davidson is really messing up. Really messing up. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not the only one that was complaining. When I was there was another dude with his bike. He was complaining they put a hole in his speaker grill. Something to do with his radio. He upgraded something. They put a hole in it. The guy's picking his bike up. He's got a hole in his grill for his speaker. Another guy supposed to have his bike picked up on Wednesday, and he didn't feel it was safe to ride it. So they were supposed to pick it up on Wednesday. Wednesday comes and goes. The guy Mike, the truck guy there that picks up the bikes, picked it up on Thursday, not knowing that he was supposed to be there on Wednesday. So the service manager never relayed the message for him to pick up that bike. And that guy was pissed. Here's another thing that pisses me off. I purchased this bike. They charged me $1,299 for a reconditioning fee. Okay, it's a used bike. They're going to go through it, right? Obviously, they didn't go through this bike. Because when I got it home, I noticed the windshield or windscreen was shaking quite a bit. So I had to tighten all 4 bolts that hold the windshield in place. Underneath the top pack, these 2 nuts in the back here were loose. The brake rotors were warped. So somebody at Harley explained to me what that $1,299 was for. And when I picked up the bike on that Saturday, the first time, it was filthy. They didn't wash it. They didn't clean it. Nothing. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the one that has a problem because I expect people to call me and let me know what's going on with the bike. I've purchased many vehicles over my lifetime. And I'm going to be honest with you. This Harley Davidson was a nightmare. It was like the purchase from hell. They need to fix it if they want to stay in business. But I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think they're going to be in business much longer. You got people buying very expensive motorcycles and getting treated like that. That's not good. And again, maybe it's me. Maybe I have the problem. I just think it doesn't hurt to give a customer a phone call. You know, people are paying big money for these motorcycles. They expect to be informed and kept up to date. And when something gets said that it's going to be done, you should do it. That's all I got. Comments, questions, put them down below. I'll get to them as soon as I can. You all take care, ride safe, and stay blessed.